Well, it's hard to be that. Oh,
Yeah.
good afternoon. Welcome to Rotary Public Radio. Glad to have you all with us today. We have 5 days of Christmas. We hope for all of us we can. And I'm speaking to myself too. Slow down, take some time, open our hearts and minds, and do the spirit of the week ahead. But I do hope that the week ahead to meeting. So we did have a good program today. We're privileged to have one of our own members, Shy John, talking to us about all the good work we'll do over there in Traveling Authority. Before we get into that, I'd like to ask Baker Ross if she would please lead us in the invitation. I want to be following. So we do have a few guests with us today, and I'm sure we want to do. First of all, visiting Rotarian, Juan Montessori from Columbus, the Boy Scouts. So we're glad to have you with us, as well as Harlan Price. Thank you all for being here. Love to have you back here. And then a special guest today, Titus Hurd, is with us. We're glad to have you today. Why can you look here, man? How you doing? Come back anytime. Come back anytime. Love to have you. Let's see what else. Let's join me in welcome to that. Please. They come back. They come back. So we do have some birthdays and anniversaries to share with us. Susan Ferguson on December 21st. Happy birthday. Yeah, we gotta make sure we don't just jump right into Christmas. We do want to recognize their birthdays. So happy birthday, Susan, as well as Keith Sherman, who's on December 23rd. Jeff Tyler is December 27th. Lisa Wilder is December 29th. Rhett Jones is January 3rd. So happy birthday, everyone. Hope you all have a separate celebration if you have got up in the Christmas. Bobby Carmichael is has a club member anniversary of 12 years. And then we have some wedding anniversaries. So we have lots of longevity to celebrate. So Chuck Newman and Lee have an 11-year anniversary. Zachary Taylor and Marianne have 41 years. And then Connor Smith and Mary had 48 years. So congratulations. But I want to thank everybody who came out. We had a big crowd who came out at the Salvation Army last week. So thank you very much for volunteering. I want to remind you, please check your calendars. Put this on your calendar. We're going to have some great fellowship right out of the gate in January. So January 11th at 5:30, we're going to have a social at Beacon at the lounge. And we'll have a happy hour appetizer and just good time getting to know each other. So please mark your calendars, come. Let Kelsey know if you're going to attend. I'll try to send out an email in the week ahead that you all can respond to. Barbara, anything you want to notice about that?
It was $154 raised by William Reader, top three for the day. So you guys did a phenomenal job. Thank you to everybody.
Barbara, we're going to be rooting for you next week. I didn't see you, but next time we see you, you'll be popular. Okay, all right. John Harrell, maybe you want to make a quick announcement.
Again, I was thrilled this year with our top page. We got $10,000. It will get the local literacy efforts. But we want to do that in the form of a request for proposal to $2,500 grants and $5,000. We want to go ahead and kick that off beginning in here January 1st. These little cards I put on your table are instructions for that. Anybody you know that runs a literacy effort with a nonprofit, in the brand, tell them about it or give them a call. This will take them to the request for proposals. It's got my email, all my contact information, exactly how they go through them. So let's get rolling. Let's give away $10,000 to the local literacy.
Well, I guess we had a couple of friends from housing. Josh, do you want to introduce him real quick?
Yeah, the neighbor working at the regular housing, they're
So we have a few minutes for happy dollars. And this is happy time of year. What are we happy about?
I have five happy dollars.
Okay.
One of them for me because
I'm glad to have the mind of the we talk about how we use that. That's something that all we here, and I think it's talking about water. So I think they want to take full opinion, we got to go. Right?
Anybody else? Okay, if not, let's shift to our program today. So All right, Cheryl Mackey to come up and introduce our speaker.
Ladies and guests, I'd like to introduce to you today our speaker of the hour, Ms. Jaja Hurd. She's Executive Officer of City of LaGrange Housing Authority and West Georgia Star. Ms. Hurd is formerly Miss Hart, and she was born and raised in Truth County. She's a proud graduate of Truth County Comprehensive High School class of '88. She obtained a bachelor's degree in social work from the Tuskegee University. She has a master in counseling and psychology from Troy State University. She also is a licensed professional counselor that has practiced for over 15 years. One of her greatest accomplishments were teaching psychology at West Georgia Technical College while serving as the program chair of the psychology department and serving as an adjunct professor at Columbus State University. She has also completed her coursework at Capella University to complete her PhD. As the Chief Executive Officer of the City of LaGrange Housing Authority, some of her goals are to create a community where residents flourish, provide a platform of services for marginalized persons, identify barriers that do not allow growth, and remove those barriers. Jaja has been employed with the Housing Authority since 2014, and during her leadership, she has changed public housing, affordable housing by creating a new housing platform with a concept for protecting our block. Jaja is also a proud Diamond Life member, also my owner of the Truth County Learning Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. She is married to Titus Hurd and have 2 children, Wanda and Leslie, and has one granddaughter, Miss Denver Riley. Let's introduce to you at this time, Ms. Jaja Hurd.
Can everybody hear me? I'm not gonna get behind the podium and not a podium speaker. And I'm really not a PowerPoint girl, but I'm gonna follow the lead and try to do this for y'all. I really can just speak. One thing that is always curious to me, people wonder why we have. So there's a lot of history about the housing authority. The reason you do have a housing authority is in 1941. The city council, your mayor and city council went to HUD and said, there's a need for housing. The housing was so bad, and so limited, they made a request for the house. So that was Mayor R.S. O'Neill. I don't know if anybody knows them in the room, but they made that request to HUD and said, hey, so they did. So the mayor actually appointed these 5 citizens: Roy Swank, W.F. Gerald, George Kyle Hall, John Wilcox, and J.R. Newton. They are the people that put your housing. Because you did not have enough housing at that time. And that housing was then, the governor came in, he appointed them and said it was official. The city went into a cooperation agreement with the housing authority. And what that means is they said that they worked with the housing authority to make sure that there was no unfit housing in that particular area. So when you're driving down White Road, all housing that you see that's blighted, it really shouldn't be there, because that's a part of that cooperation agreement the city made, HUD and the housing authority, to say, if we bring the housing, we're also going to keep it safe and sanitary. So we know through the years that has not been the case, and it's changed. So you acquired 2 properties. Benjamin Harvey, if you've ever been in my office, that's what that property is. And then you have Lucy Morgan. That is where the other housing authority is. So those names have changed because we rebranded those particular properties. You started with 420 units of apartments when you first started. They all came in May of 1953. And during that time, they were both segregated. So if you lived at Benjamin Harvey Hill, you couldn't live there if you were Black. You could not live at Lucy Morgan if you were White. You could not. And they had resolutions to protect against that. We know over time it changed. Your housing authority is now 70 years old. How long was it? So what is public housing? People say we are about to. not have that. So if you tell somebody to call us about it, we don't have it. We only have public housing. Public housing means that you can stay there from 1 year to 30 years. It's not a time. But right now, you only have 72 units of public housing. You no longer have 420. And you're gonna say, well, why don't? Because the housing authority decided to do something called RADE. That's demonstration. You'll see that. We decided to build those new developments that you all see on White Shore. So when you see that new development, they got rid of some of your public housing. So they took that number away and only left us with 72. Congress determined our funding, and these are our current funding levels. So for operating, we only get $384,000 annually. For a capital fund to do improvements, we only get $243,000. Our public housing rental income can fluctuate between $198,000, but that's going to be based off people where they work and how much income they actually have. So when we decided to build what you all see, the Phoenix and Phoenix Landing, we lost $1.2 million. Well, why would we do that? One, you're gonna have to rebuild your stock and bring better housing to your community and move your life. So we decided to do that. That's what RAD is talking. So we no longer get those $1.2 million. They didn't take it. Nobody took it away from us. We decided to build more in a different platform where we wouldn't receive the subsidy. So now you have what we call tax credit. That's what we need. So your staff, this is who lives at the housing authority. 96% is Black, 2% is white, 2% is Hispanic. The type of wages that we see, unemployment, SSI, the average income that we see is what, $13,490. So that's the average what people provide to us with their income. The average rent is $312. Our stay now, since I've been there, is 1 to 3 years. We've had a family that stayed there for 30 years. We did a research, that family stayed where the mother, the grandmother, the great-grandmother, where the children which probably shouldn't be, but we're down to 1 to 3. This is what public housing looks like. So when you see this, this is public housing. This is what it looks like on the inside. This is 70 years of nothing has changed, but basic improvement, basic repair. When we do a really good job of keeping these units clean, making sure they're repaired and the maintenance is up here because they are 70 years old. We have what we call Western Star. I heard people say, well, why do you do all these things that happen for like transportation? Our gives us $25 per resident to provide service. That means that they need mental, they need child care. They give us that $25, but we created Western Star to be able to have those services there because without the service, the people will not grow. They won't get any better. They'll just be living in public housing for 30 years. That's not the key of the concept that we desire at the housing authority. The housing authority is also an envision thing. There are only 2 in Georgia. You're in Bryan and in Rome, Georgia. HUD gave us that designation so that we could create programs to have the services to get people out of those situations. So what do? We partner with over 50 partnerships that we have. First Baptist on Banner Street, First Baptist on the Square. Karen Thompson, I run Terry with RT Systems. She's one of our partners that come over. They provide services to the residents so that we can move them to the next level. So they can get out of public housing, so they can get to better jobs, things like that, and provide transportation. West Georgia Star now manages what we call our rental properties. So the housing authority now has rental properties. We've never had them before in the history of this housing. So these are our rental properties. How did we acquire those? Because we did RAD. When we went RAD, we tore down those units, we built a tax credit property. We acquired what we call developer fees, earned money. So how are we going to get our money back? We had to put it more affordable housing. So we went into the community and we started to buy properties. These are some of the properties that we purchased. The only fair market rent property we have is one, that's at College. Everything else is affordable. That's what we have is outside of that affordable spectrum that we have. So we bought these properties. Our rental income averages about $327,000 a year. Because now we have these properties, it's all affordable. It's not at fair market, but that one at the top. I'm gonna show you a picture of it. This is 519 College. So if anybody remembers Mr. Hawkins, this was their home when we purchased it. So we purchased it for about $80,000. We did the renovations to it. We have a family that actually lives in this home and they pay $1,500 for the fair market. Home on that. This is 205 and 209 Butler Street. Those are the 4 apartments that we bought. We renovated them, gave them new things to live there. They're 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, all 4. This is 207 Jordan Way. We built this house. When I say we, the maintenance staff that I have built this home on Jordan Way. And it's affordable. This house rents for $9,000 a month. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, it's solar panels, 2 parking garages, all affordable. Now, Phoenix Rising, which was formerly public housing. So the public housing that I showed you all, that was where units that had government subsidy attached. They no longer have any government subsidy attached. So that allowed us to keep those apartments. We completely renovate them and turn them into affordable housing. So anybody can live in that unit, does not have to be based on income, you simply put an application, live there, and we get to collect the rents off those apartments. And we renovated them, we spent about $50,000 per unit to renovate it, so now we actually rent them. This is a home that we purchased at 501 Julian Robertson. This house is like $19,000, we put about $90,000 in it. Now a family lives there in that home. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. We kept it affordable. On the table, you're gonna have 2 sheets. There's the state of Georgia housing authority. The housing authority has these powers. And that's basically what we should be doing in the community. Actually using these powers to make your housing better, to make the housing stock better in your community because we have those powers. The tax credit developments. Remember I told you we built the things that you see along White Road, and then you see another development. We did that. And the reason that we did do it is because that we could come in to get those developers, build more affordable housing, but at the same time, we lost 2 things, resident and revenue. So we don't manage those tax credit properties because of Irish regulations. We were never certified, but now the staff is certified. So we lost $3 million. Well, we did all the homework. Now we'll be back in that driver's seat come January 1st. We will be back managing those properties here in the area where we will bring that revenue back into the housing. These are what the tax credit properties look like. This is the Phoenix, which you see along Fox Road. That's what they look like. This is Phoenix Landing. And how do we do it successfully? Well, we're gonna have to do that. There's no way you can do it. If we say we needed a housing authority, the council did, you never did replace your affordable housing unit. So what we did, we took the fair market rent, we multiplied it by 80. We didn't use the standard 30%. So you have a fair market rent on the table, and it tells you the 2023 and 2024 was for fair market rent on. So we took a 1 bedroom, which is $708. We multiplied it by 80, your rent is now $560. So if somebody lives with us, with us, your rent is gonna be $566 for a 1 bedroom unit. So I was at the table talking to Cheryl. She said in her apartment complex, a 1 bedroom unit is about 12. So ask yourself, where does the worker and the great that between the road and the state? Could she live where Cheryl? She would have to live with us because she couldn't afford anything. But with the worker at Dollar General living, the resident we have makes $9.25 an hour. We found out she's working at Dollar General next to Publix. She walks to work from White Road to she makes $9.25. She has 3 kids. the future affordable housing developments that we have planned. The biggest one on the top is the Georgia Housing Investment Grant that we received for $5 million. We got it in 2022. Well, we thought we would get it off the ground. We were anticipating that when we started, the price of building was not gonna go up, but it was out. So we had to go back and fill the gap. When we didn't receive some of the requests that we made, we had to go back and change our plans and we moved them. So we moved them to an area that we own the land. So all of those houses are gonna go there. They're in the process now. So we did go back and ask. But will you allow us to build these units and give us our rental guarantee? So we're in the process of that. Of course, when you're with HUD, there are different government red tapes that we can't. That we're gonna jump through just to get this thing off. And you're gonna see brand new house that's still gonna be able to. And just some little known facts that I want y'all to know. Can we house felons in housing? Anybody know? Yes, we can. That's a myth, so don't say it again. You can house felons. Now, can you have murdered someone yesterday? Yes. But if you committed a felony in let's say 2000, and it was for right back. Ms. Renee will look at your application and decide if you're the fit to be housed. Can we house men? Yes, but they do not have to have children. They can live there just like humanized house dogs. Did you know that all residents that can work, they're required to, it's not optional. You have to, if you're able-bodied to work, you have to work. 75% of our residents can work. Do not work, you go to a leadership academy, you get your teaching skills, you partner with you have to work if you're able to work with house. And something that I don't know, many people know, between the city and ourselves, we're the only two people that can find those, housing apartments that you have in the Grange, like Lee's Cross and Whispering Pines, Laurel Ridge. The reason they're there because the housing authority signed no funds. They were able to get their gap filled so that they could get the funding that they need.
How would that, so you talked about people could live there, living in the apartment, very grant. What is the income required that? Are there income requirements that they have to be within, or is that you need to be the?
Open meeting.
You speak, you say, I mean, well, how before yeah, I'm going to think that the tax cut possibly I would love to do so really to that way to get people you partly to get the tax cut possibly having problems to take really to have with these things like Well, 30 years ago, the director of the schools have been doing it. And the company, it's, unfortunately, we didn't kind of really have created single company because because of the involved. And if they agree, we got how so we can marry so if they're not married, that's probably the thing. The bond marriage. And it can be complicated. That's still some of the there.
Okay. 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 But I'm wondering if we can get to the on. So maybe we can have both work, about three, both of them on the student. I'm going to be able to yes, it is really hard to do that. So you first, Mary or people are taking, you get one can be it first, to see if you're there. You don't know that the house is going to talk to the mom. Maybe you're in the post office, it's the post office, so you don't have to you're going to be first or you go. We make movies and let people to be able to share it. If you were to be able to do it, they would look at the two ways on it. I think that happens. It's going to be wrong. And then it's work. If you want to put it in, that's the way.
That's all know housing, particularly affordable housing, the county, all, community, we can be helped off. In your opinion, what's the way of can be supported, how do we go to that practice?
That we think is actually serving of time. You really go for power there, and if you really want to clean up the community, like we say, allow us to clean it up, but we can't clean it up and fight against bad neighborhoods, bad housing across the street from us. And then we're supposed to put in better housing, and then we fight for it. We're gonna have to be more of that. We just know what we do. I heard the conversation, it's gonna be 5,300 apartments. But none of it is affordable. But you did it in 1941 to bring it affordable, you gotta somehow go back to that. But if everybody wants to make 100% profit, we're gonna still have to. You're gonna have to create a proof of concept, like we're doing at the Island Authority. We can prove to you that we're gonna have to do that. Now, when we purchase that home, if we get every single dollar back that we put into it, no. But I don't want every single dollar back, because I don't want people to be here. I'm not afraid that somebody may be able to do me. So I want that next something area, hopefully we pay. You know, we have 2 children. And I actually say, I know these moms that my daughters are both singles, one of them daughter. One of them there, I know that she only works 20 hours a week, and I'm like, take a bill, so I'm thinking somebody paying. You're $34 where she lives, and she said she works 20 hours a week. My other daughter, she used to be a therapist. It makes the money, but this client has. So now her rate is $528, and there, she lives at a 1-bedroom, other buildings in 2. And they really afford to live without them. So we're gonna have to say, developers, when y'all was coming in town, did you make 20% of your cost? They can do it, I mean, that's called their financing, meaning they, the rest will pay regular, but if you make 20% of your apartment complex affordable, meaning someone that's able to move in, that's what we should, but that should be. That's for many people. And we shouldn't all be congregating together, all the poor shouldn't live together and all the rich shouldn't. If you're not gonna make the people.
How we have to say, allow to, solve some problems.
Okay.
And even if I.
Because we would be home, right here in the police department. So like Griffin, the city of Griffin, housing authority, they do their own code. Housing authority handles about that. If your city allows them to do that, if you guys wanna make that work together, you think it can work together. Sometimes the people who put it there work together. So a lot of them do that. What is not about, okay, housing code. This is an apartment, they did have to have government subsidy attached, but remember, you don't have all of them have. And we have, so there's people that work, we have people that work in the same, everywhere, our, this meeting, we come for our office, she's a resident. She can drive, she didn't have a high school diploma, she did all of it, she was on regular all times. If she now can drive, she bought 3 cars, 7 cars, she's been there, she does not live at the house. Her own home, she did it, and going to get, I mean, it's like me, she like me from our house, and people rather like, T.I. pay her to write music, and that's how she pays her rent, because you have to actually calculate it, because you got to report. It's what I'm used to. So, you know what I mean, raising his own son by itself, he's a single father, raising his son, he works every day, pays his rent, he's not home. So we have big stores, now do we have people that do not want to work? Yes. But we don't necessarily want them to be our residents. Because they're renting. No rent, that's not normal, that's not what we want. We want to really build the person up with their community somewhere. We keep on forwarding, because we need about, we need. How they see it, they have to see it, and we need to be.